Hey, somebody on the stage. What's going on? Hello and welcome to the space between ideas. I'm Blaine Gates. Welcome back. All right, I had a little bit of a spaz there for a minute, and I'm sorry. Let's get back to work. It just took me a few minutes to kind of work with my AI people, my team. Is it the team that's working with me, or is it the team that's working? Is it me that's working with the team, or is it the team that's working with me? That's the thing. It's like with the AI, it's like you have to learn how to work with AI, but also AI how to work with you. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna push this over to the corner here. That way, if we have a problem again with our thing, then I'll be able to notice if it's not showing my screen anymore. All right, so what happened? I just I had to get into the actual process. So on the left side, you see it stopped sharing the screen. What is going on? I can't. I would really appreciate it if it would just work properly. All right, so over here in this tab, I got Vortex. On this tab, I got Notebook LM. On this tab, I got a guy called I call him Transcript. And then over here, I got Architect. And over here, we got Webmaster. And over here, we got Cascade. And I'm using all of them at the same time. So we're basically doing two things at the same time. So on this side, we've created a little process. Basically, what happens is we started the process. We need to create a lead mag. We need to actually create the emails for a lead magnet. If you're wondering what a basically on this is my website and it says get our free course. So what happens is um, when I create advertisements and when I create social media, when I create videos and stuff for this business, sometimes then there's going to be like let's say it's an ad. Let's say I create a Facebook ad or I have like a LinkedIn ad and somebody clicks the ad, they start reading it and it says, "Hey, get over our free online course." And then it sends them to this sales page. Now, right now, it doesn't look like a sales page. It's like get instant access to our business course. Okay, it's a very simple page. It's not a very complicated sales page. And sometimes it's better if you have like those really, really long sales pages, which is like it's like convinces the person eventually like, yeah, I definitely want to do this. Then they give you the email address, right? Because it's money. It's all about the email address. You got to get the email address. If you don't get the email address, then like that's the top of the funnel. If you can't even get the email address, it's going to be really hard. See, we're going back to this concept of the hook. Now, when we talk about the hook, we're talking about so this is a guy named Near I don't know how to say his name. Anyway, so he wrote this book. It's called I don't know what it's called. It's called Hooked. Yeah, that's a good one. And to be honest, I've never actually read his book. Or maybe I did read it. Interesting. If I No, I must not have. Otherwise, I would have just taken this, like the actual image from. I think I only watched videos online about his book. Anyways, what's the point? Now, so the thing is, when we talk about marketing, what we're trying to do is we're trying to create engagement. The question is, what creates engagement? How do you get people hooked? Of course, there's this one issue called product market fit. So it means like people have some kind of need, people have a pain point, you provide a solution. Okay, but like the thing is that let's say that you have exactly the same product as somebody else. Okay, so for example, right now I just bought a new fan and there's like five other stores that sell exactly the same fan. So why did I purchase the fan from that specific guy? I don't know. He's easy to talk to. He used to live in Italy. Um I bought things from his store before. We have somewhat of a relationship and I've seen his kids walking around. I bought a soccer ball for him one time. I don't know, I'm hooked, right? Like it's just his prices are basically the same as other people's prices. And also he's like has the cheapest price among the cheapest price. So it's exactly the same product, exactly the same price as maybe two or three other stores. Which means what? It means that you need to make some kind of association between the user's emotion and your product. If you have exactly the same product, this goes back to a discussion about red ocean and blue ocean. And I don't want to go too deep into it, but basically, you have your product people who are building your product. You want to make sure that your product is awesome. Then you have your marketing team, which has to do the marketing. All right, so we're talking about trigger. The trigger. First, we start with an external trigger, and if we talk about like a like an Instagram post or a Facebook post or a LinkedIn post or some kind of social media post, the first trigger is basically the hook. So the hook, it's like uh, you see the video starts, and then like what captures your attention, right? So that's the external trigger. It says, "Look at me." Okay, so that's the hook. Like, how do they actually capture your attention in the first 2 seconds, or the first second, or the first instance? And then they have some kind of action in their video, and then you like after you watch the storytelling, it's going to provide some kind of reward, right? So if you watch their story and if there's no reward, then why are they going to invest more into the process of paying attention to your social media? And then you have to provide another trigger. So the trigger at the end of the video is like it's when they ask you to do something. It's called the call to action, CTA, call to action. So the call to action is the second trigger, and it's going to ask you to take some kind of action. And again, you're going to get some kind of reward by taking the action, and then maybe you'll invest, do some kind of bit of work. Now, in this case, what is it that I'm trying to do? So I'm going to be my advertisement is it's going to have some content, and then so the first 1 second is going to be triggering them to pay attention. Then there's going to be some action in my ad, and then at the end of the ad they're going to have some kind of some dopamine release, and then I want them to make an investment. What I want them to do is to click, and I want them to go to my website. Now when they go to my website, then there's going to be some kind of trigger on this page. So this sales page, it has to have some kind of trigger, meaning I have to immediately capture their attention, and then they have to start scrolling through the page. And as they scroll through the page, there's going to be some kind of dopamine release. And then I need them to make an investment. What's the investment? What's the little bit of work that I want them to do? A little bit of work I want them to do is to put in their email address and click get instant access. All right, so they go around this loop a couple of times. Now, what's the next trigger? So the next trigger is going to be when they receive the first email. The first email is going to get them, we want them to take action, which is to answer some questions, to do some kind of activity, or to watch the video. And then the variable reward is like how they feel after they watch the video. And then the video is going to ask them to make some kind of investment. And then what's going to happen is then we're going to send them another trigger. So the next trigger is going to be another email, and it's going to say, "Hey, did you finish this? Then if you didn't finish it, then don't worry, just keep going. And here's the next one, and blah blah blah." Got it? Perfect. So right now what we're doing is, yeah, so we do have to design the sales page, but we also, so that's designing the sales page and creating everything in the sales page. It's the work of the architect, and writing the actual emails is the work of Vortex. And so architect, I don't know, it just did something over here. So it prompted Cascade. So we switched it to GPT-5. What's next? So it completed phase one of the backend function. It added configure Cloudflare in var for the function, create Supabase feeds, leads table with the unique email, deploy, validate endpoint, and production, add end-to-end tests for API plus form UX. Okay, now I don't know what any of that is, so I plugged that back into Architect, and then Architect said, understood, Cascade has deviated from the plan, but the result is a significant improvement. Yeah, because why? Because at the end of the prompt, which was created by Architect, I said, um, at the beginning of this prompt, I said, here is the feedback from Architect. Feel free to disagree, add your input, ask for clarification, and make edits to that so that we get the correct and best quality code and work processes. So I added this because like GPT-5, it has more context. It has more access to to the actual code base. So I wanted to read what the architect said, but I want it to feel free to make changes so that we get the best output. And then here we go. So then it says Cascade deviated from the plan. Instead of simply committing the webmaster's JavaScript file, it has proactively inspected the repository, identified the project uses TypeScript, and written a new project production ready serverless function that aligns perfectly with the existing code base. This is a higher quality outcome. I'm officially approving this new TypeScript implementation. It will replace the JavaScript version provided by Webmaster. New plan. Okay, so Cascade has now completed the development for the back end, and then here's the next step. And then it says we need to relay this to Webmaster. Did I relay this to Webmaster? So then I just copied the full thing from architect. I gave it to Webmaster, and then Webmaster says, understood, the plan has been updated to the superior TypeScript function. I will now prepare the infrastructure prerequisites to do this. I need you to act as my hands executing the directive. Here's my step-by-step to get the infrastructure ready. Create the Supabase table. First, please execute the SQL command to create our lead table. Go to Supabase project. Oh my goodness, I actually have to do something. All right, so now that I actually have to do something, we're gonna just pause just a second because let's go back to the actual emails. Okay, so excellent. Thank you for detailed feedback, green light suggestions for module setting emails. All right, so what happened is I don't know. Okay, here what happened was let's start from here. So basically we started from we started from here. So here's Signal. Signal created the prompt for Vortex, and then Vortex says, okay, so understood. I will now create and execute a prompt to begin the thematic analysis of the 20 video transcripts. My goal is to extract the high-level map of the course content, which I will then use to design the email nurture sequence. I'm directing this prompt and to the AI instance with access to the full transcript data. Now, I took this prompt and I gave it to both, right? So then, and then Gemini, which I'm calling this instance of Gemini, I call it Transcript. It had some feedback, and also Notebook LM had some feedback. So I pasted both of those pieces of feedback. Excellent. I have received the synthesized analysis from both Gemini Transcript and Notebook LM. Combined data provided in clear, a detailed map of the entire Endeavor Cycle course. Based on this analysis, I have grouped 22 videos into 7 module structure. This structure creates a logical narrative arc for the email course, guiding the user from foundational concept to advanced application. Now, this is the exact course that I teach. So I actually work as a coach. You might think of it like a glorified English teacher, but I like to think of it as a coach. And the first thing that I show people is called game pieces. We start the game pieces with this document, and then I show them the corporate menu, and then we go into the RACI matrix, and then we talk about these questions. Then next we go into something called game flow. In game flow, now these videos you can see on the left side go to my online course. And then from here, we talk about the internal work cycle. I ordered a chicken and egg from Amazon. I'll let you know. So we're building all the little pieces to help people understand. This is the 4-part Endeavor cycle. Eventually, we get to the 6. Okay, so then we talk about force field analysis. This takes us to the last page called game strategy. And in game strategy, then we talk about the deliberate practice, we talk about OKRs, and we talk about cube thinking. So, do we ever talk about the 6-part Endeavor cycle? Strange. That's odd. I thought we talked about the 6-part Endeavor cycle. Maybe I took it out. Anyway, so this is the course that I actually teach to mostly international students, mostly business people from all over the world. Okay. So where are we going from here? So it created the module one is the foundation, and then here's the players and the field. Okay, so like I just told you, and then here's the engine. So this is the 2-part endeavor cycle, and then we go into probably the 4-part. Here's talking about the 6-part. The 4-part endeavor cycle to the 6-part endeavor cycle. Yeah, so the online course is actually uh, based on this document. It's called the endeavor cycle, and the endeavor cycle goes through the entire course. So you can, as you recognize that, you also recognize that. Here's the 4-part endeavor cycle. Here's force field analysis. Here it is. So here's the 6-part endeavor cycle. And then I compare the difference between cube thinking and OKR methodology. Then we go into deliberate practice, and then we go into OKRs, and then we go into cube thinking. So that's the whole course. Okay, so then here's the, I don't know, art of improvement. This is deliberate practice, and then we go into OKRs and cube thinking, and then what's next? Okay, good. So then I copied and pasted this content into Notebook LM and Transcript, and then I gave the feedback, and so then it gave some more information, and then I don't know, something crazy happened. So with Notebook LM, it just, I don't know, it went crazy. So what happened was when I talked to Transcript, all right, so here's all the videos. Here's the feedback. So it provided feedback to Vortex. Okay, so here it says, I will provide a draft that Notebook LM has written based on the same content that you have. You can review the content and then provide a corresponding transcript text. So for some reason, Notebook LM decided it wanted to write the emails. I don't know why it decided it wanted to write the emails. Okay, so I have successfully received and integrated the new source you added into our conversation history. I will draw upon this and all previous provided sources, then when responding to your queries. The source presents a proposed 7-module structure and a complete blueprint for the Endeavor Cycle email course. It then asks you to review this proposed structure. The next step, once you approve the blueprint, it is for me, the AI, to begin drafting the compelling copy for the lead magnet page and the text for the first email sequence. That's not really true. But I was like, okay, well, can you do that? And it said, sure, I can. So what it did, I just told it to proceed. So here it goes. So it's like, here's the lead magnet copy page. Looks like we stopped sharing the screen again. All right, so here's the lead magnet copy page, and then yeah, so this is like the first email. Here's email number 1. Yeah, so then what I decided to do was, okay, so I copied this text, I gave it to Transcript, and what I decided to do with Transcript was I said, all right, so what I want you to do is I want you to here. So I will provide a draft that Notebook LM has written based on the same content that you have. You can review the content and then provide the corresponding transcript text for Vortex to read, and then Vortex will create the final draft. Vortex is our copywriter. She doesn't have any access to the transcript, and created the above outline based on your recommendations. So here's the draft copy from the lead magnet page and based on the Endeavor Cycle blueprint and provided sources. Okay, this is an excellent start. The copy from the lead magnet. I don't know why YouTube keeps popping out of this. Strange. All right. Okay, so it says this is an excellent start. The copy for the lead magnet page, the first email is compelling, accurate, aligns perfectly with the course blueprint and the source material. It effectively translates the core concepts from the videos into persuasive marketing text. Here's my review, followed by the corresponding transcripts for Vortex. So it's reviewing what I got from Notebook LM. Okay, so here's email 1, welcome, blah, 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 blah. And then it goes and it gives actual quotes from the original transcripts. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want. So then it gives it gives our Vortex that. So first, I already gave Vortex the text from Notebook LM. Review transcripts, comments, and then provide a version 2. So I already. This is an excellent start. The copy for. Okay, good. Okay, so this is from. And then it has the. Yes, and it has the. Okay, good. So understood. I have transcripts feedback. It's excellent. Transcript confirms that the draft is faithful, compelling, represents the source material. This gives a solid factual, accurate foundation. My goal with V2 is to build on that foundation by incorporating strategic refinements. Version 2, lead magnet page copy. Why is it creating a V2? Is it? I'm ready for the next step when you are. Who said that? I'm ready for the next step when you are. I thought I already created a V2. Okay, so we gave it the first draft from Notebook LM. Then I gave it the comments from. Okay, I understand. I remember what I want to do. Okay, so review Vortex work, and then I'm gonna paste it. Now, after it finishes reviewing this, I'm gonna paste the comments from the review back to Vortex, and then I need Vortex to create a. Where's my? I needed to create the in the marketing department. Let's. Where is that? Well, we need to open up the Google Drive. And we need Vortex. And this is going to be the email nurture. Emails, lead magnet. Nice. And then the first one is going to be there. And let's bring it over here. And then take this one, copy this. Now it's going to make a version 3, and then I'm going to copy version 3 and save it to the file. Now, as we're waiting for that, here's email number 2. So Notebook LM already created email number 2. So we're going to just click next for Notebook. And then we'll go here from Notebook. And then we're just going to copy everything again. Go into, oops. Press enter. And, something happened. Give me V3. What was that? It just freaked out. I'm going to shift my full focus from my second. Finalizing the manuscript for our Peller blog post. Okay, nice. Weird. So it kind of glitched out there a little bit. You have full authority Right. V3 based on all your previous work and shoot, I gotta get this understanding, and then we'll follow the same pattern again for the next email. We'll do this for all the emails in your plan. So it's starting to glitch out a little bit. And YouTube is glitching out a little bit. Everyone's glitching out a little bit. All right, so you can kind of see the structure. The structure is basically I took all the transcripts from my YouTube video. Why is it still version 2? All right, I don't know what's going on here. So I'm just going to go back to version 2. This is version 2, email 1. So I'm going to take this copy because it's kind of freaking out right now. And I don't want to lose this data. So I'm going to take that one, and I'm also going to take version 2. Because I'm going to have to actually read through this. So there we go. Email 1. Now, here's the feedback from Jeez, what's going on there? I'm starting to get confused about the process. So basically, the first draft is written by Notebook, and then I want Transcript to provide the transcript sections, the sections of text from the actual transcripts, and then and then I provide that to Vortex. So I'm kind of getting a little bit confused with the process, but anyways, this isn't actually that important for me to do right now because we need to use those credits. It's not for email 3. Yeah, everything's getting confused. So we don't need to do this right now. But you kind of get the point. I just kind of created maybe an overly complicated process, but I just I wanted Vortex to have access to the draft from Notebook. Yeah, I think it's email 3. And then the actual quotes from Transcript, and then to be able to write the email series. Uh, we're just going to leave that there. Let's jump back into the issue here, because we need to use our credits on Windsurf. So right now we're working with Webmaster. Webmaster wants to get some kind of SQL command to create our leads table. Go to Supabase project dashboard. That's here. Here's my API settings. Project Arrowhead. Click on the SQL editor, click on new query, and then run this. SQL editor, new query. This looks like a new query. So what I paste and then run. Success, no rows returned. Configure 2. Second, please add the required environment variables to the Cloudbase project. Your Cloudbase pages, project dashboard, navigate to settings, variables. Popped out again. I see that. Let me just share my screen again. All right, so now it's asking me to go to Cloud. Cloud doohickey. What did it pop out again? Should be working. Okay, good. All right, so let's jump back into Webmaster. Now, Webmaster's asking me to go to Cloudflare, and then inside go to Settings and Variables. Settings. I guess I gotta open the project first, and then go to Settings. Settings. Variables. Okay, now what? Under production environment variables, add variable 3 times and enter the following. Okay. Variables. Go to what? Project environment variables, add variable. Project environment variables. I don't know, is this project environment variables? You are correct. On the same page, click add button. Okay. URL you copy from the Supabase project. What? Okay, it sounds like I gotta go to the Supabase project and I need some URL. Where's the URL? If you have these values, give them to me or instruct me how to find them in the Supabase. Enter. It's like IKEA furniture. I wonder if people use Google. Like, okay, so today I had a problem with my fan. I didn't realize the inside of a fan is so simple. I would say that this is a big change for me. So there's actually quite a few things I need to do in my apartment to renovate it, and I've kind of been putting it off. We should all proceed this. Okay, I have the value for the from the previous menu. There you go. All right, Superbase URL. Gordon D. Gordon D. Gordon. Add. What is it? Text. It's a secret variable. I'm assuming it's text. Variable name. Superbase. Yeah. So what happened was I just decided to use my Google Gemini. Is that Superbase code or calm? Just ask architect. Yeah, so my fan stopped working, and so I just took a picture of it. Wow, okay. Superbase URL. Where am I going to find a Superbase URL? Oh, that was magical. It is code. Nice. Anyways, I got to go through and I got to get all these. These are all API keys and stuff, so I can't really show them in my video. But as you can see, like real vibe coding is a process of building a business, and the process of building a business is about like not just coding, but connecting the code to a bunch of different systems and external providers. So it's work, 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 work. And the only difference I think between what I'm doing and what traditional software developers do is that they actually understand what happened. Like they have the logic behind each of the steps and why we do each of the steps and how the code connects with other pieces of code. I don't understand how that all works, but it's like IKEA for me. I just ask it directly. Hey, what should I do here? And what do I do there? And okay, so here's this, and here's that, and help me go. It's just basically walking me through each step of the way and telling me how to do it. So that's real vibe coding.